Come in, friends. The door is open. Won't you sit down? No, not there. Sit by the fire. Let the bristling flames warm you. It is chilly in here, as if the cold air of death were in the room. The door is closed. The demons are ready. Clutch your chair. You are trapped in the Chamber of Chills.
All the stories we tell are true. We believe in ghosts. Do you?
Hello, good evening. Tonight's story is about a man and a woman who decided to ignore their better judgment. But let me not give up the whole story to you. Please sit and listen to Clutching Fingers, brought to you by Betty.
Hi! Oh, well, thanks, Van Gorder. It's so fun to be a part of the Chamber of Chills family. I love horror. Well, here we go. The moon skimmed the surface of the water, tipping the shadowed waves with pale, glinting silver. The sea was unnaturally warm, a vast pool of solitude, an inky span of nothingness. The air was heavy with a nameless dread, a thick, choking waitingness.
Peter!
The girl's voice wafted lightly from the shore, carried away on the streams of stillness.
I've changed my mind. Let's not go swimming. There's something about the water, something weird. It frightens me. Don't be silly. It's just that the night's so hot and sticky. Come on, honey. Last one in is a coward.
Peter Bain splashed gaily, like a fag, into the surf, his smoothly tanned body gleaming white in the moonlight. Yeah, I said, like a fag. The water was unexpectedly warm, like someone peed, but Peter decided to dive in head first into the breakers, seeking relief from the thick humidity of the air. Down, down, down he went.
Peter! Peter!
Marjorie Bain's voice was shrill with terror.
Peter, where are you?
Her breath rattled in her throat as she dove in after her husband, even though she knew it was dark, and it was an ocean, and it was basically unsafe. Clutching fingers, slimy, slippery, slithering fingers wound themselves around her arms, her legs, dragging her down, all the way down to the very bowels of the earth beneath the sea. She opened her eyes to find herself in Peter's arms. It was hot with a dry, burning heat, wherever they were. But no water was to be seen. They seemed to be trapped in a smooth-walled, airless cell of some kind.
I guess you were right, honey, Peter murmured with a feeble attempt at humor. We shouldn't have gone swimming tonight.
The heavy steel door of the cell clanged open. For an instant, there was only emptiness. And then dark, wet shapes swarmed through the door, filling the tiny room with their foul breath. Their clammy octopus-like tentacles lashed out, stinging and ripping, hungry for blood. Human blood. With their bare hands, they ripped off the tentacles of these things' bodies and started beating them to death. The sickening squash of splattered jelly echoed from the room. The tearing sounds of ripped open flesh slashed through the room as the merciless razor-like tentacles struck again, and again, and again. The drip of human blood is what kept them going. Suckling, lapping up every spilled drop of that human blood. Peter and Marjorie's consciousness began ebbing away, and Peter and Marjorie Bain surrendered gratefully to the darkness. The velvet, comforting darkness of death. And then suddenly, the darkness lifted. The warm, slow, moving waves of the sea bathed their bruised and battered bodies and horror-clouded brains. Somehow, in some way, they were free. The cell was gone, the blood-sucking jellyfish were gone, the night air was cool and heavy on their faces.
Marjorie, I know what you're going to say. You were right. Just don't say anything. Just not yet.
Marjorie Vane's voice, hoarse and wild, croaked a chilling chant of death. She grabbed her husband's hand and dragged him back into the sea. Gray, sticky jelly oozed from the gashes on her hand, and where her hand should have been, there were clammy, clutching tentacles.
Van Gorder here. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed tonight's story. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. And be sure to listen to us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evening. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you don't miss out on the next story. If you have a story you'd like us to voice, or maybe you just want to chat, feel free to email us at vangordervoiceover@gmail.com. Pleasant nightmares.